After a long, arduous year of school, a group of old friends reconvenes for the summer. COVID has changed some things, but their history remains as they come together to make much ado about nothing. At this point, we would have liked to restart the recording, but unfortunately we didn't. So let's recap. Tom Pedro is the life of the party, Benedict and Beatrice seem to have had some history, and Claudio thinks modest is hottest. Am I right, Merpandacorn? Let's do this.
If this were so, so were it uttered.
Like the old tale, my lord, if it is not so, nor 'twas so, but indeed, God forbid it should be so.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen, if you love her. For the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my friend.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my friend, I spoke mine.
And by my two faiths in trust, my friends, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy? I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But all other women should pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I will ever get again with drinking. Pluck out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me up at the door of the brothel house with a sign of blind cure.
Well, as time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict spare it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, here is good car to hire, let them signify under my sign, here you may see Benedict, the lover man.
While you temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Spencer Benedict, I repair to Leonato's.
And so I leave you.
My friend, your counsel now may do me good.
Dost thou affect, hero, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when we went onward in this ended school year, I looked upon her with a student's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that class thoughts have left their places vacant, in their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young hero is, saying, I liked her ere I went to school.
Well, thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love, fair hero, cherish it. And I will talk with her and with her sister, and thou shalt have her. Was it not to this end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion.
I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero I am Claudio. And in her DMs, I'll unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. And the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
What the good year, my friend? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
I wondered that thou, being as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jest, eat when I have stomach and wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's business, laugh when I am merry and call on no man in his humor. And this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest woman, it must not be denied, but I am a plain dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
You make no use of your discontent?
I make use of all of it, for I use it only. What news, Baraccio?
I may have intelligence of an intended coupling.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that begets himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is Tom Pedro's best friend.
Who, the most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are sure, and you will assist me?
Ride or die, my friend.
Was not Dylan online just now?
I saw him not, and must needs see you not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I can never see him, but am heartburned an hour after.
Yeah, he and Dylan, the both, are of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent match that were made just in the midway between Dylan and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
By my troth, cuz, thou wilt never get thee a boyfriend if thou so shrewd thy tongue.
For the which blessing I am at him on my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not abide a boyfriend with a beard on his face.
You may light on a boyfriend that hath no beard.
And what should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? No, he that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, sis, I trust you will be ruled by your family.
Yes, Faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, sister, as it please you. But yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow. Or else make another curtsy and say, sister, as it please me.
Well, cuz, I hope to see you one day fitted with a boyfriend.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered by a piece of valiant dust? To make an account of her life to a clod of wayward clay? No, cousin, oh none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly I hold it a sin to match with my kindred.
The revelers are entering. Ladies, make ready.
Lady Hero, will you walk a bit with your friend?
Oh, you talk softly and look sweetly, yet say nothing. I am yours for the talk, and especially when I say goodbye.
Speak low, if you speak love.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful and that I had my wit out of a TikTok compilation? Well, this was Spencer Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I am sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but middle schoolers delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his idiocy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh him and they beat him. I am sure he is in the Zoom meeting. I would he had met with me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which ventured not marked or laughed at, strikes him into a melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. But I must now to the rest.
Tell me, are you not Spencer Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Spencer, you were very near Tom Pedro in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal for him. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would meet with her tonight.
Come, let us away.
Thus answers I in the name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. Pedro woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Shed Claudio?
Yeah, the same.
Come, will you talk with me?
Wherefore?
For the hearing of glad tales about your own business, Chad. What fashion will you wear your ball and chain? You must wear it one way, for Tom Pedro hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Why, that's spoken like an honest tradesman. So they sell bullocks. But did you think your friend would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor fowl! Now will he creep into sedges. Gad, my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. Tom Pedro's bitch? Ha! It may be I go under the title because I am friendly. Nay, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Spencer, where's our Chad? Did you see him?
Troth my part, I have played my friend, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge and a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that you are still got the goodwill of this young lady. I offered him my tale, my good wishes, and my help, either make him a garland as being forsaken, bind him up a rod as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy, who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Wilt thou make a trust a transgression? The transgression is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss the rod had been made, and the garland too. For the garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he might have bestowed upon you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach them to sing and restore them to their owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith you say honest.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. I know, but with one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume form and scold with her. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was your own jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, hurling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark, with the whole army shooting at me. Oh, if her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. Come, talk not of her. You shall find her an infernal demon in good apparel. I would to God some scholar would conjure her. For certainly, while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, if people sit upon purpose, because they would go thither. So indeed, all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand down to the antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest ends of Asia. You any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None, but to desire your good company.
God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Ooh.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Spencer Benedict.
Indeed, my friend. He lent it me a while, and I gave him good use for it. A double heart for his single one, Mary. Once before, he won it of me with false dice. Therefore, your grace may say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not, he should do me, my friend, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Chad Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Chad? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad.
How then? Sick?
Neither.
Dear Chad is neither sad nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil as a lemon, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won, and God give thee joy.
Speak, Chad, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if your words are too affected, turn to text and speak your tender words to him alone.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Hey, my friend, I thank it, poor fool, it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his text that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Oh, good Lord for alliance! Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hi-ho, for a boyfriend.
Pretty Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Had you a brother of the like? Your father got excellent boyfriends, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
Oh, no, my friend. Unless I might have another for working days. Your face is too pretty to wear every day. Oh, but I beseech you, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you. For out of question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my cuz. My mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of melancholy element in her, my friend. She is never sad, but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then. For I have heard my sister say she hath often dreamed of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a boyfriend.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent girl for Benedict.
Oh, Lord Pedro, if they were but a week in love, they would talk themselves mad.
Chad Claudio, when mean you to your natal day celebrate?
Not till Sunday next, which is from hence just a 7 night.
I warrant thee, friends, the time shall not go dully by us when I undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Spencer Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
Pedro, I'm for you, though it cost me many nights watching.
And I, Pedro.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, Pedro, to help my cousin to a good boyfriend.
And Benedict is not the unhopefullest boyfriend that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of noble mind, of approved valor, and confirmed honesty. I shall teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with Chad's help, will so practice on Benedict that, in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so that Shad Claudio shall pair with the younger sister of Leonardo.
Yeah, Dylan, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this coupling?
Not honestly, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly. How?
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in favor of Margaret, she who I'll say bears resemblance to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to share with me the likeness of her in the full sight of none but God.
What life is in that to be the death of this couple?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to Tom Pedro, your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in pairing the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up, to a licentious stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse your brother, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero and kill Leonardo. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Okay. Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Tom Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal both to Tom Pedro and Claudio, as in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a constant, that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances. So there's pictures sent to me of her who bears to Hero undisputed resemblance. See me call Margaret Hero in my contacts, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance and all the love-making overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can. I will put it in practice. Be cunning in thy working this, and thy fee, 1,000 Bitcoin.
You constant in the accusation, my cunning shall not shame me.
Jad!
Spencer! Grant me time, but small, for in my chamber window lies a book I must hence and here again.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the synth. And now had he rather hear the guitar and the uke. I have known when he would have walked 10 mile afoot to see a good ball game. And now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new sports coat. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a student. And now has he turned poetic. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn. Love may transform me into an oyster, but I'll take my oath on it. Till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hairs shall be of whatever color it please God. Ha! Pedro and Monsieur Love. I will hide me beside and bear witness.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come hither, Claudio. What was it you told me of today? That our friend Beatrice was in love with Spencer Benedict? I just think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Spencer Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behaviors seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible?
By my troth, my friend, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Oh God, counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
What effects, Pedro? She will sit you. Well, you heard Suzanne tell you how.
She did indeed. But you must read with your own eyes these declamations.
This amazes me. I would have I thought her spirits have been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
He hath taken the infection. Hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, no, and swears she never will. That's her torment, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. My hero tells us all.
Now, you talk of a sheet of paper. I remember a pretty jest your hero told us of.
Oh, when she had writ it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheet.
That.
Oh, but she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her. Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
Ah, it were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should, it were an alms to hang him. She's an excellent, sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything but in loving Benedict.
He is a very proper man.
He hath indeed a good outward happiness.
Before God, and, in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
Well, I am sorry for our friend. Shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
Oh, never tell him, Pedro. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Well, we will hear further of it by your girlfriend. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy of so good a lady.
Pedro, we must end. Dinner is ready. If you do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for her. The sport will be when they hold one another in the opinion of each other's dotage. And no such matter. That's the scene I would see, which will be merely a dumb show. Let us send her to call him.
This cannot be a trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. Seems her affections have her full bent. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say that I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to date. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear them witness, and virtuous. 'Tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wits, nor no great argument of her folly, but for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No, the world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were matched. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she is a fair lady. I do spy some marks in love in her. Hello.
Against my will, I am sent to invite you to come to Claudio's birthday.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have called.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Yeah, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much to say, any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I'm a villain. I will go stalk her Instagram.
Now, sister dear, when Beatrice doth come, as we do turn our backs away from the screen, our talk must be only of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin. No, truly, Suzanne, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of a rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says Pedro and my new got boy.
And did they bid you to tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortune a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
O God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Stain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good. She knew his love, least she makes sport of it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. If fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If tan, why nature, drawing of an antique, made a foul blot. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate very vilely cut. If speaking, why a vein blown with all winds. If silent, why a block moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
Therefore let Benedick like covered fire consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is a prize to have, as to refuse. So rare a gentleman as Spencer Benedict.
He is the only man of Seattle, always accepted by my dear Claudio.
I pray you, be not angry with me, sister, speaking my fancy, Signor Benedict, for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor, go foremost and report through Seattle.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, sister.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
Oh, what fire is in mine ears! Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Gosh! Pride, farewell, and scorn, adieu. No glory lives behind the backs of such as these, and Benedick. Love on! I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
Are you good men and true?
Yes, sir.
Verges, you're right. It's time to decide the watches amongst the watches. First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Poppycock, sir, for she can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Cox. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favor, sir, why, give God thanks, and make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, you bear the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrom men. You are to bid any man stand in the president's name.
How if I will not stand?
Why, then take no note of him, but let him go. And presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave. A wise observation. If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of D-Money's subjects, and they are to meddle with none but D-Money's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are to call at all the dormitories and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why, then let them alone till they're sober. If they make you not, then the better answer. You may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. For such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office, you may, but I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is, and steal out of your company. My good Verges speaks truly, for the ewe that will not hear her lamb when it baas will never answer a calf when he bleats. Ha! Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter weight of chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel and your own, and good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, come here, bend over, and let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One word more, honest neighbors, I pray you. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Gallants, I'm not as I have been. Moreover, my bloody webcam is giving me some grief. There we are. As I say, I'm not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant! There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the headache.
What? Sigh for a headache? Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude. He is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too, I warrant. One that knows him not.
Yes, and and his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried on her back.
Yet this is no charm for the headache. I must talk aside now. I have studied 8 or 9 tunes to sing, which you hobby horses must not hear.
Aw.
For my life, to sing about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Suzanne have by this played their parts with Beatrice. And then the two beats will not bite one another when they meet.
God save you.
Good den, sister.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet Chad Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns as well.
What's the matter?
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me. By that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hope to effect your relationship, surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, thy lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she, Leonardo's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
Oh, the word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Look here. With me, you shall see screenshots of her conveying with lewd images with one whom I until so recently deemed a friend, even the night before your celebration day.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. Have I not shown you enough? See you not that it is her name and likeness? When you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief, strangely thwarting.
Plague right well prevented. Okay, everyone. Actually, at this point, we are going to take a brief intermission. Thank you so much for being with us so far. Quick reminder, if you came a little bit late, that the best way to view this show is with hide non-video participants on, and this would be a great time on intermission to do that. So we will come back in about 8 minutes and go make some popcorn or get yourself some tea and get ready for the second half of this lovely show. Thank you.
Troth, I think your other dress were better.
No, pray thee, good Suze, I'll wear this.
By my troths, not so good, I warrant our cousin will say so.
Our cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this. And
Mm.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee, art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is there any harm in the heavier for a boyfriend? None, I think. And it will be right boyfriend and the right lady. Otherwise, 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice, else here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Tomorrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I am all out of other tune, methinks. 'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. Time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceeding ill. Hi-ho.
For a bed, a bonnet, or a boyfriend?
For one of the letter that begins them all. A beer.
These flowers my Chad sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
Oh, I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maiden? And stuffed? There's godly catching of a cold.
By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardius Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No. By my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think perchance that I think you are in love. Nay, poor lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think if I would to think my heart out of thinking that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love.
No, we must withdraw. All the gallants of our acquaintance are expectant in their waiting.
Come, Chad Claudio, 'tis your day. Say some words to those gathered to celebrate your own birth and living hence. Perhaps there is a lady, an individual of whom you wish to speak.
Oh, what men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now? Interjections? Why, then some be of laughing as, eh.
Still thy tongue, Benedict. Thou shalt hear reason for laughter yet. Tom Pedro, by your leave, know you of any method by which to express such emotion as I feel for this young maid?
Nothing but to express such emotion with no scruple as to who witness it.
Sweet Pedro, you learn me noble expression. My emotion is as thus. I do loathe nothing such as I loathe this duplicitous wench. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how, like a maid, she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were true by these exterior shows? But she is not. She knows the heart. She knows the heat of another's luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be paired, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Tom Pedro, why speak not you?
Why should I speak? I stand dishonored, that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
Oh, God defend me, how am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
Hero, what man was he texted with you yesternight of lewd and lustful things between 12 and 1? Now, you are a maid, answer to this.
I texted with no man at that hour, my love.
Why then, you are no innocent. Friends, I am sorry you must hear. Upon mine honor, myself, my sister, and this grieved chat did see screenshots from that hour last night of compromised photos she sent to a ruffian, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
O hero, what a hero hadst thou been, if half thy outward graces had been placed about my thoughts and counsels of my heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it more be gracious.
Why, how now, cousin? Wherefore you run away?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Panic attack, I think. Help, cousin! Hero! Why, Hero! Suzanne, Spencer, Benedict, Dylan!
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Unconsciousness is the kindest cover for her shame that might be wished for.
How now, cousin, Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Doth she look up?
Suze, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her room fellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night, I have this 12-month been her room fellow.
Confirmed. Oh, that is strong maid, which was before buried with the ribs of an iron. Would Pedro lie and Claudio lie, who loved her so that speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears? Hence from here, let her die.
Hear me a little, for I've only been silent so long and given way unto this course of fortune. Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
I know that do not accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy.
There is some strange misprision in the gallants. The two of them have the very bent of honor.
If they have wronged her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Womanhood hath not yet so dried of this blood of mine, but they shall find, awake in such kind, both strength of limbs and policy of mind, ability in means and choice of friends, to quit me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your sister here, the boy is left for fled. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is fled indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on all your social media pages hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a medical committal.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. For it falls out that what we have we prize not to the worth while we enjoy it, but being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value. Then we find the virtue that possession would not show us while it was ours. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear that she fled upon his words, he shall wish he had not so accused her. No, though he thought his accusation true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape than I can lay it down in likelihood. And if it sort not well, you may conceal her, as best befits her wounded reputation in some reclusive and secluded life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Suzanne Leonardo, let Dylan advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto Tom Pedro and Claudio, yet by mine honor I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, for to strange sores strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady, leave to stay this happy day, perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yeah, and I will weep a while longer.
Will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Huh? Uh, how much the man might deserve of me that would right her.
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way. But no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as easy for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I do not love you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest that I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
Do it with all thy heart.
Well, I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice!
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What, bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
With a man late at night, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Great hero, she is wronged. She is slandered. She is undone. Chad Comfect, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend would be a man for mine. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, who only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die, a woman with grieving.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice, by this hand I protest I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than by swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yeah. As sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will blow you a kiss, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is gone. And so, farewell.
Mary, sir, I would have some confidences with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, neighbor, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Mary, this it is, sir.
What is it, my neighbor?
Uh, a good old man, sir. He will be talking, as they say when the age is in, the witch is out. God help us. It is a world to see. Well said. If faith neighbor Verges, well, God's a good man, and two men ride of a horse. One must ride behind.
Neighbors, you are tedious. I would fain know what you have to say.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended an auspicious person, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Which be the malefactor?
Mary, that am I and my partner.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Officer.
Yeah, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Braccio.
Pray, write down, Braccio. Master, do you serve God?
Yes, sir, I hope.
Write down that he hopes he serves God. And write God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains.
Master Officer, you are not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yeah, Mary, that's the eftest way. I let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
What, Conrad? Conrad, I say, stand thee close to the phone then, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee. Hold. You thought I did steer someone? Nah, 'twas the traffic. Therefore, know that I have earned of Dylan 1,000 Bitcoin. Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the doppelganger of Lady Hero. By the name of Hero, she texts me images the like of which any maid ought blush to show. I tell thee this vilely. I shall first tell thee how Tom Pedro and Claudio, planted and placed and possessed by my Dylan, saw screenshots of a certain conversation taking place. Yeah, the two of them did. Tom Pedro and Claudio thought Margaret was Hero. But the devil, my mistress, knew she was Margaret, and partly by her oaths, which possessed them, partly by the photo editing, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Dylan had made. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed next day at the party, and there before the whole congregation shame her with what he saw.
We charge ye in D Money's name, stand!
All up the right, Master Constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him. Wears a lock.
Masters.
Never speak. We charge you, let us obey you to go with us.
Come, I'll obey you.
Oh, villain, thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
Well, this is all.
And this is more, master, than you can deny. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly fled. Master Officer, let these men be bound and brought to the Leonatos. I will go before and show them his examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Oh, shut up, coxcomb.
God's my life. Where's the cop? Let him write down the prince's officer coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away. You are an ass. You're an ass.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. But, masters, remember that I am an ass, though it be not written down. Yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and which is more, an officer. and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any is in Seattle. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass.
Good den, good den.
Good day to you.
Hear you, my friends.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Some haste, good sirs. Will fare you well, good sirs. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, dear Suzanne.
Who wrongs her?
Mary, thou dost wrongs me, thou dissemblers thou. Nay, never lie thy hand upon thy phone. I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my phone.
Tush, tush, man, never flee and jest at me. I speak not like a child nor a fool. No, Claudio, to thy head, thou hast so wronged me, my innocent sister, and me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and do challenge thee to a trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent sister. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies sickened in a hospital. Oh, in a bed where never scandal slept, save this for hers. Framed by thy villainy.
My villainy.
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
Away. I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast injured my sister, and she is sick, slandered near to death by thine villainy. Boys, ape, braggarts, dicks, milksops!
Dear Suzanne.
Come, 'tis no matter. Do not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
Leonardo, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry that your sister's gone, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing more but what was true and very full of proof.
Surely, Pedro, you don't...
I will not hear you.
No, then for now I away, but I will be heard yet.
See, here comes the man we want to seek.
Now, Spencer, what news?
Good day, my friend.
Welcome, Spencer. You're almost come to part of fray.
We had like to have had our two noses snapped off by the Leonardo's yapping pup.
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would have fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Never any did so, though very many have been beside their wit. I will bid thee draw, as we do the minstrels, draw to pleasure us.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What courage, man! What, thou care kill the cat? Thou hast mettle enough in thee to kill care.
By this light he changes more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
If he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have slandered a sweet lady, and her illness shall fall heavily on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
What? A feast? A feast?
In faith, I thank him. He hath bid me to a calf's head and a capon, the which, if I do not carve most curiously, say my knife's not. Shall I not find a woodcock too?
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which God be thanked hurt not. Tom Pedro, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. You have among you struck down a sweet and innocent lady. My Lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. And till then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you, for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is when he goes in his doublet and hose and leaves off his wit.
Come you, sir, if justice cannot tame you, she shall narrow away more reasons in her balance, nay, and you be a cursed hypocrite, once you must be looked to.
Dogberry, what offense have these men done?
Mary, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they're slanderers. Sixth, and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee what's theirs offense. Sixth and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division. And by my troth, there's one earning well suited.
Who have you offended, Baraccio, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Tom Pedro, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this jester kill me. I've deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Dylan, your sister, incensed me to slander the lady hero, how you were shown screenshots and saw me court Margaret in Hero's likeness, how you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record.
Runs not his speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
Did my sister set thee onto this?
Yeah.
She is composed and framed of treachery.
Ah, sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our cop hath reformed Suzanne Leonato of the matter. And, masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know you're wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast broken my innocent sister?
Yeah, even I alone.
No, not so, villainy. Thou beliest thyself. Here stands a pair of honorable men. The lady is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, gallants, for my sister's illness. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravery done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose to me what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I. And yet to satisfy this good lady, I would bend under any heavy weight that shall enjoin on me.
I cannot bid you a bid, my sister, well. That were impossible, but I pray you both. Possesses the people in Seattle here, how innocent she died, and if your love can labor aught in sad intervention, hang her an epitaph upon your Instagram. Tomorrow morning, come to you to this meeting, and since you could not apologize to my sister, beg yet my mother her forgiveness of this slander, as she alone may absolve you of your crime. Give her the right you should have given, hero. And so dies my revenge.
O noble lady, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me an ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment. Pray you, examine him on that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself, for the example of others. Keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow, men, farewell.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I'll mourn for Hero. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Chad Claudio. Thanks for joining the stream. I just thought I needed to come out and apologize for completely wrongly accusing Hero. So this is for you, babe. Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death in guerdon of her wrongs gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there upon the tomb, praising for when I am dumb. Now, music, sound, and sing your solemn hymn. And I wrote this song completely original just for you, Hero. Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin night, for the which with songs of woe round about her tomb they go. Midnight assist our moan, help us to sigh and groan. Heavily, heavily, graves yawn and yield your dead, till death be uttered. Heavily, heavily. Thanks so much, guys. I'm so sorry, Hero.
Sweet, pray thee, sweet muse of verse, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the goodwill of Beatrice. Ooh, now's when all those middle school guitar lessons pay off. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have been trying to write a haiku for you. Some things I just can't do. Maybe you're beyond ancient Asian poetry. Or maybe it's just me. I've never thought much of formulaic verse anyway. And rhymes are not my forte. I have been trying to get this haiku just right all night for you. All right, I'm through. Kazoo haiku. There, that's sufficient. I wrote a haiku for you. I'm trying not to try too hard, but you're hard to write down right. So I'll pen these trite attempts at haikus for you tonight. Oh, sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yeah, Spencer, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, say until then.
Then is spoken. Fare you well. And yet, ere before I go, let me go with what I came for, which is knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense. So forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray thee now, tell me for which of my bad parts dost thou first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintain so politic a state of evil, that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the lime of good neighbors. If a man do not erect in this age his own tomb ere he dies, he shall live no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
Why, an hour in clamor and a quarter in tears. Therefore is it most expedient for the wise man to be the trumpet of his own virtues, as I am to myself. But for praising myself, who I myself will bear witness, is praiseworthy. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
How do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God. Love me and mend.
Benedict, it is proved my hero hath been falsely accused, and the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Dylan is the author of it all. Will you go hear this, Spencer?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, be buried in thy eyes, and moreover, I will go with thee to thy cousins.
Okay. Did I not tell you she is innocent?
So are Tom Pedro and Claudio, who accused her upon the error you heard debated.
Well, I'm glad that all things sort so well.
So am I, being else by faith enforced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, sister, and you gentle woman all, withdraw into your chambers by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked.
Tomorrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Tom. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to apologize to my sister's mother?
I'll hold my mind, were she a tiger.
I'll call her forth, gallants.
Tomorrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter? You have such a February face, so full of frost, of storm and cloudiness.
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Tush, fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee, as once Europa did at lusty Jove, when he would play the noble beast in love.
Old Jove, sir, had an amiable low, and some such strange bull leapt your father cow, and got a calf in that same noble feat, much like to you, for you have just his bleat.
For this I owe you. Here comes other reckonings. Which is the lady I must speak to?
Same as she, and I do wait upon your phrase.
I have no phrase, word, or letter to excuse the villainy I executed upon your daughter, only to say I am grievously repentant and would fall to my knees. my hands, my face to express my sorrow. Have you any phrase within your soul to begin absolving my misdeeds?
Would that you would ask the fair maid herself. She would to pardon you herself.
Another hero!
Nothing certainer. One hero left slandered, but I am here, and surely as I live, I am just yours.
The former hero? Hero that is gone?
She left, my friend, but whiles her slander lives, soon I'll tell you largely of fair hero's sickness. Meantime, let wander seem familiar, and to celebration let us presently.
Soft and fair, Suzanne. But, where is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why? No more than reason.
Why then, Tom, Pedro, and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no, no more than reason.
Why then my cousins, Suzanne and Hero, are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I'm sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here's a video sung in his voice. A halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's a picture taken on my cousin's phone, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
Hero!
A miracle! Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
Oh, well, I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were developing COVID.
Peace, or I might come give it to you as well.
How dost thou, Benedict, the lover man?
I'll tell thee what, Tom. A college of wit crackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No, if a man will be beaten with brains, I shall wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to date her, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it. And therefore, never flout at me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion.
I had well hoped thou wouldst have denied, Beatrice, that I might have udulged thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer, which out of question thou wilt be, if Beatrice do not look exceedingly narrowly to thee.
Come, we are friends. Let's have a song ere we are gone, that we may lighten our own hearts and our lovers' heels. Music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a date. There is no staff more reverend than one tipped with horn.
Pedro, your sister, is taken in flight and left with no word away from Seattle.
Think not on her till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for her. Strike up, pipers!
She said, love don't come easy, but it's a game of trust in the good time, no matter how long it takes. How many heartaches must I stand before I find a love to let me live again? Right now the only thing that keeps me hanging on when I feel my strength, ooh, it's almost gone. I remember Mama said, hurry love, no, you just have to wait. She said love don't come easy, it's a game of give and take. How long must I wait? How much more must I take before loneliness will cause my heart to break? No, I can't bear to live my life alone. I've grown impatient for love to call my own. But when I feel that I can't go on, well, these precious words keep me hanging on. I remember Mama said, hurry love, no, you just have to wait. She said love don't come easy. When it's a game of give and take, you can't help love. No, you just have to wait. Just trust in the good time, no matter how long it takes.
Hi, folks. Thank you all so much for being here. It was really fun putting this together. Like we said, we're just a bunch of friends who wanted to do something fun together. So thank you so much for supporting us. It is such a compliment that you're even here.